Hello again, everyone. Today I saw a card made by a very, very talented crafter, a lady that I made friends with through this wonderful hobby. And she is, in fact, a designer for Alexandra Renke. Her work is absolutely exquisite. And she was using, obviously, Alexandra Renke dyes and other products, but she made a beautiful, beautiful white on white card. And you know that I love making white on white cards too. So I thought I would have a go and make another white on white card today. So I rummaged through my die collection and I came up with a few bits and bobs. The word happy, I believe this one may be one of Lou Collins' products. Not 100% sure, but I think it might well be. So I've got a happy and I've got a big old birthday, but I didn't want anything as big as that. So I've just used the word day. There's two layers there, which I've stacked together. The happy, I managed to keep this one in the die because it's in two parts. There's the surround, which is separate from the letters. It's not a whole background that you put letters onto. You put the letters into it. But I managed to keep the letters in the die by just doing this on the bottom plate like this, after it has been cut, going like this to keep them in there. And then I've put some tiny bits of sticky tape to keep the tiny bits in the die for the base layer. So I've got the two middles of the P's and the little middle of the A secured. So that's the first thing there. So I cut it twice. I've got the other letters here. So what I want to do now is to get this out of the die and stick these letters on the top. So they're all, says she, at the last time I did this, I said all the pieces are anchored in and some of them fell out. So like now, that one looks like it's going to come out, but it's only got a bit of tape on the other side. Let me start from this end. Famous last words. Let's see. I want to try and keep it all together. Might have to be a bit careful. There we go, and they're all still in. Excellent. So I'll just press them onto that sticky tape. It's just this regular, I don't know what you call it, Scotch tape or what. It's magic tape. It's lovely. I love that kind. So now I'm going to stick the extra letters onto the top so they've just got a little bit of relief. By that I mean not getting out of pain or whatever, but as in like relief on a map, you know what I mean, where it sticks up. Right. Just going down the middle of these letters, because when I stick them on, this glue is going to splurge out anyway. So we hope that we'll be able to cover sufficient for them to stick accurately. Okay. I just want to make a kind of conglomeration on here. I'll show you my ideas in a moment. I should have shown you the other things I dug out, really, shouldn't I? First, the other dies. I'll do that when I've stuck this. Okay. And the H. Right. Yeah, I should have shown you my actual design, shouldn't I? Or my ideas for it and whether it's going to happen. I've got out an Alexandra Renke heart die. This is a Charlie and Paulchen post box, an old-fashioned post box. With that, I have got some tiny little, these little letters. So my idea is this. Let me just keep those together. Card base, square card base. Some hearts in embossing paste just there, with probably a little bit of glitter on. I fancy the postbox kind of like that. Happy going across the postbox. So what I may do for those letters is to cut this lot out of some foam sheet, so they will be raised as high as the H is that's on top of the postbox. So there's the happy. I thought I'd like to have day going like this. Do you know, I don't think I told you my friend's name. Denise. Denise, designer for Charlie and Paulchen. The most, inspirational craft you ever saw. So sitting on top of the happy, I thought we'd have a little bird. These are also Charlie and Paulchen birds. Charlie and Paulchen is a German company, and they do ship worldwide. Wonderful sense of humour also. So I thought I'd have a little bird sitting on top of the happy. That like that. I thought we'd have a few of the letters kind of flying down towards the post box. Let me see if I can pick them up. I've got to pick her up a pencil here. So we'd have a few letters sort of doing this kind of business. And I thought, well, there's a bit of a gap here. There's another bird. I don't know we want him. I thought we might have just a few leaves. I did cut 3. There's the other one. Kind of like that. So that's that's the idea. Let's see if it happens, shall we? Here I've got some foam sheet. So I think I'll just that way around. I'll just cut a little piece of, which way do I do it? This way. A little piece of this to back the happy, so that it's the same, well, so that it's level all the way across. Right, let's just try this. Put that on there. I don't need the happy. Looks like I missed a bit, really. Didn't cut it quite long enough. Never mind, we'll see. Let's just have a look at this. Okay. Just push it out. There we go. Now I'll take the top layer off because I want to stick my happy onto it. And then we can put it on one side. Very sticky. I won't be able to align this unless I stop it being quite so sticky. As you can see, everything is sticking to it brilliantly. But I want to be able to make sure I can get that absolutely in the right place. Has that got some? Yeah, the P's still got its... If this was just a shadow, it would have been a lot easier rather than with the actual pieces cut out. All right, there we go. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to bother about that because there's enough else to stick it. So what I'm going to do is put some of my glue stick on it. There's a bit of it sticking out. which will make it more slippery, won't affect the stickiness thereof, but it will make aligning a lot easier. Okay, just want to get that little bit back into its rightful place. There we go. Right, here's my happy. I'm going to put this onto there. There we go. Okay, great. That will come in later. So now when I put that across there, it's absolutely level, because the thickness of this is, oh, I was going to say, it's 2 layers. I haven't stuck them. I'll stick them together now. I thought I'd already done this. Just goes to show, doesn't it? Don't always remember what you do. Right. I think that's enough. There we are. See, that's 2 layers. So the foam tape on here is going to make up so that this can lie absolutely flat. And I thought that H fitted rather nicely on the post box. Okay, let's get this absolutely in line. Just push it over a tad. That's better. If I hadn't put any glue stick on, I wouldn't have been able to separate that. Okay, so that's that. That's that. We're sort of kind of getting there. Let's get rid of this. It's lovely double-sided tape, that one from Sticks too. Highly recommend that. Okay, next thing I think I'm going to do is my stenciling. So I'll get rid of the card base for the moment. Just work on the panel. And let's just get the position again. Happy. I kind of think like that, about there. Okay, so I'm going to tape this to make sure it doesn't shift whilst I'm doing my embossing. So I'll put a little bit this side here, just near to those hearts, so that if I do go over, it won't come onto the card itself. I don't necessarily need to do the absolute whole thing. There we go. So I'm just going to work on this little section here. So here's my embossing paste, my homemade embossing paste. It's been going for ages. I've been reconstituting it quite a bit, adding a bit more glue or a bit more talc or whatever, just to, there we go. Doesn't need much, does it really? Okay, lid back on. I will put a link to my homemade embossing paste in the description below the video. Anybody wants to know anything about what I've used, do try looking there first. If I do remember what I've got, or the sources of the stuff I've got, I will put it in that description. Some stuff I really just kind of don't remember, so, you know, I'm sorry about that. Some of the things I use I've had for such a long time. I would find it really difficult, I think, to be a designer for any specific brand, because I get, you know, an idea in my head of what I want to use, and I think, oh, I'd like to use this and it's another make or something, and I think I'd be rather frustrated if I couldn't just use what I thought went together. For example, in this I have got Alexandra Renke, I've got Textures, I've got Charlie and Paulchen. I don't know what the make of that one is. This is got, these little ones are Gummiapan. So you know, it's kind of a lot of different things. But I just like putting together what I've got, and perhaps you would like to do you know, similar things too. Now, I thought I would just add a little bit of twinkle to this. I may regret it, I don't know, but let's just see. Now I'm just going to give it a little jiggle. The trouble is with clear stuff like this, lots of the colours show up quite predominantly. There's red and green and all sorts. Okay, right, I think that's going to do. So let me just wipe up this tiny little bit of leftover twinkle. I've got a drawer full of glitter. And when I go to craft shows, I think, oh, that looks lovely, that looks lovely. And they sit in the drawer until granddaughters come and fancy having a play. Okay, that's going to take a little while to dry. So I don't want to rub it up too much just yet. So this is going to go on there. So I think I'll stick that down. I'll put that back on. Right. Have I got this in the right place? Maybe a tad higher. Okay. Just get a clean wet wipe, because when I move that, there's a tiny bit of glue just there, and that will just sort it. There we go. Perfect. Okay, next thing I want to do is to stick on the happy. So this bit needs glue, and that bit will need its backing removed. So let's try this. Do you know what? I'm going to put a little bit of tape across that H just to keep that, because the edge is very, very narrow, but a little bit of tape will just hold it in place, I think. There we go. There we go. That'll hold it down. Okay, now I'll put the glue on. Something fell. That's that. Now we'll take this backing off. And I'm not going to worry if the middle letters don't come off, because there's be enough there to hold it. I'll take I will take it off. There we go. Right, that H is going to go right there, and that is going to be straight. Okay. Next thing, let's stick the day on before I lose that. So a bit of glue on this. Don't know if I'm going to regret the twinkle. It's a bit in my face at the minute. Happy day. Where's a little bird? What little bird shall we have? And shall we do another one? Shall we do 2? I think he'd be all right by himself. Let's just stick him on above the Y. That's where I have a fancy for putting him. Some letters. I very carefully covered up the letterbox slit, haven't I? Oh dear. Never mind. A bit of artistic license. Here's another little letter. Here's another one. Now, some of these at the bottom. I just thought there was a bit of a gap there that I didn't want all that heart showing, so I did wonder about flowers. I did cut some flowers somewhere, but then I spotted these were little freebies from Gummiapan. Every time you buy an order from Gummiapan, they send you a tiny little thank you freebie. And they're always tiny like this, but beautiful. There's another one. I thought I'd have 3. Okay. I still want something there. Do we have another bird? What we got? Oh well, I will put on. It's just a bit too much there. I just wanted it broken up a little bit. Don't know if it's the right thing. This is kind of any port in a storm kind of thing. There we go. Let's have a look at it on the... Do you know what? I've got a fancy for having a little something. I've got some little hangers. Charlie and Paulchen, I think they are. Either that or Creative Depot. Little tiny hanger things. This is all my foreign dies in here. I don't know if they're in here or whether they're in with... Oh, there's some. They look a bit Christmassy. There's a heart one. That would do. That would do nicely. Let's just cut one of those out. Let's just see. There's a little heart. That's great. Let me just get a bit of thread. There's a tiny bit of thread. I put that through, if I can get it through. Let's cut a new. So it's absolutely tight. It's a tiny hole. There we go. That's got it. Right, I'll put a piece of tape on the back of that first, and then I'll put some glue. So I do without sticky tape. And what I think I would do is I will try and lift the Y up, or the P, the Y, and get this underneath so it's a bit long. Let me just cut a bit more off the string. Right, now then. Let me put a glue dot on the back of this. That will secure that. And we just lift this up. Put that underneath. There we go. And I think that's going to do, except it looks as if I put it on the back. I know what I'm going to do. Glitter gloss on the happy. It looks a bit dull in comparison to the twinkle, so this is just going to lift it slightly, I think. If I make a mess of this, I could always cut out another happy and put another layer over the top. So there's always kind of a way out of a situation that you may feel you've had messed up a little bit, but I think we're okay. Okay. Doesn't feel to me like that glue dot is sticking, which is a shame because no, it's not. Let me put some glue as well on the back. Belt and braces. Suspenders, as you would say in the US. Happy day. So, let's take a look. Are we happy? Not bad, I think. Starting to think about what I'm going to take on my holiday at the weekend. Hopefully we're going to have good weather. The forecast for around Italy is good, says she. So, white on white. Lots of die cuts, inspired by Denise. Wonderful friend, wonderful crafter. So, thanks as ever for joining me. And do subscribe, do give a thumbs up. And I'll see you very soon.